Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am the one and true and living legend, Honcho J23, coming to you live with another very special edition of Independent Scene Podcast. I'm going to take this opportunity right now to welcome you guys tonight to tonight's edition. We got a really super special guest, a really dope guest. Not only is she a friend to the show, she is not only that, she is my sister. She goes by the name of Janelle Symone. Some of you that know who Janelle Symone is, you know what she's about. She has this BlackOut tour that she's doing that's streaming now that you can go and check out. I definitely can't wait to chop it up with her about that, amongst other things that she has going on. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me such great pleasure and honor to welcome her back to Independent Scene Podcast for the special edition. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you buckle your seatbelts. We're going for another ride tonight right here in the Independent Scene Podcast house. And with that being said, Lauren, was good to see you. Good to see you as always. We're gonna get my sister in here, and then we're gonna get this show on the road. But once again, guys, I want to welcome you to Independent Scene Podcast, and I definitely cannot wait to chop it up. And with that being said, my guest, Janelle Symone, let's get it.
Hey, 1 second for me. I'm coming. How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I know I'm just saying the just my whew, okay, so quick story. I didn't have no time to really do any look today, so I'm coming regular, degular.
Hey, it's all good. It's all
Regular,
good.
degular. How you feel? How you feel?
I am good. It's always so good to see you and talk to you. I'm so honored that you've been able to once again bless us with your presence. I'm excited.
Thank you. By the way, tonight I'm wearing the Bombshell Barbie lip gloss, honey. I'm wearing Barb and Babe. I don't know. She gonna kill me. I don't know which color I'm wearing, but I'm wearing. Shouts out to the Bombshell Barbie. But I'm listening. What's up, honey? I love you.
I love you too. You know I do. Well, real quickly for everybody that's tuning in, please let the wonderful people know who you are, and then we're gonna jump right into it.
Yes, I'm Janelle Symone, singer extraordinaire. No, I am a girl who just has a little bit of talent. I like to showcase it. So I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I now live in Charlotte, North Carolina, which has been really good to me. Okay. And that's it. I've won a few awards. I do music. I love to sing. I love to write. I love to act up and act. And that's who I am.
Most definitely. But with that being said, I got to jump into it because you have been on a roll as of late. You've been doing a lot as of late. So I got to address the elephant in the room.
The big ass elephant.
That being the BlackOut tour. Talk to us about it. How did it come about? What was that experience like for you?
So the BlackOut was really just an idea I had. I wanted to be able to have my own show. And I wanted to showcase what I love to do in an environment that I can facilitate things that, that I wanted to, things that I want to work with, like the smoke and the lights and the dancers. A very controlled environment, right? Because the stage, when you're in front of a lot of people, that's not a controlled environment. So I wanted to be able to do that. So I thought about the BlackOut because I wanted to showcase my talent. And we started this in October. And it went from recording the stuff to the rehearsals to getting the venue to paying the people to this is the most expensive show that I've ever done, like as far as video or anything like that. So I'm really excited for people to see it. Hey, Ashton.
Most definitely. So with that being said, so with all the preparation, that went into this BlackOut tour, what did you learn about not only being the star that you are, but putting this masterpiece together? What were the steps that you had to take to really get your mind fully in gear with what you had to do?
Sacrifice. That was the word of the day, sacrifice. I think a lot of people want what they want, but they're not ready to sacrifice for what it takes to get what they want. And I sacrificed so much for this show because I wanted to make sure everybody was paid. I wanted to make sure that things were done right. And even though I am a quote unquote local artist or newly signed indie artist, I didn't want the show to look like it was indie. I didn't want the show to look like it was just somebody who was just doing something just to be doing something. So for me, it took a lot of sacrifice. I wanted to look a certain type of way. And what I learned about myself is I've learned that I'm able to pull myself and stretch myself to anything that I need to do. Like, I don't really need anybody to build the bridge. I can build the bridge. But amazing people came in and helped, right? And I also learned that I have an amazing support system too. So even though I can do it on my own and I'm hard-headed, you know, I have an amazing support system that they're always behind me, said, you know, you got this, you can do this. And when they're shocked by what I'm able to do, then I'm sitting back in the wings like, oh my God, like, I'm really capable. So that's what I learned, those two things.
Okay. Now I gotta address the attire, because I had a chance to catch a few glimpses of your wardrobe and your attire. You know, did you have, how many wardrobe changes, or if there were any changes, did you have within this?
Good question. So the BlackOut was supposed to have two different wardrobe changes, right? One for Prove It To Me, and then the rest for the beginning, which was the height in numbers, right?
Okay.
However, we didn't do a wardrobe change. We stuck with the same thing. So I want to shout out again my baby, my MUA, who helped style me. I'm about to say Ashton. Ashton is my baby too. But Sasha Maritza, the Bombshell Barbie, I told myself I would never be the girl to dance in a leotard, because people want to make parallels to artists that already exist, you know? So I never want to be like, oh, she's trying to be like Beyonce. But she got me in the leotard. It was the most uncomfortable wedgie for the whole, it took us 6 hours to shoot it. Okay. It was uncomfortable. Okay. The leotard, let's say the leotard was touching places. Hey, Charm, it was touching places. Right. But I can't deny, if you're going to be an entertainer, you have to look the part. So the look was, we had the sparkly rhinestone stockings. We had the black leather jacket, the crop black leather jacket. We coupled that with a almost cross-like sheer black bodysuit. And then I got my nails done from Cosmo Nails. She gave me my BlackOut nails. These are so amazing. Okay, so mind you, this is a week ago, so you see them growing, but this is amazing. And my hair was done by Hair by Dr. J, Jordan. I call him Jordan. And he coiffed my coiffed, and I felt amazingly beautiful that day.
Most definitely. You know, and this is the beauty that I love about whenever I have the opportunity to talk with you, because, you know, you are truly so phenomenal, so spectacular. And, you know, me personally, I've yet as your brother to have seen you personally like live perform. So the day that I get to see you perform live is gonna blow my mind. So I gotta ask this. So, you know, what did it take for you to fully understand your gift and your talents? Like, how long did it take you to understand that?
That's a good question. It took a while. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm gonna be very candid. Today, when I released a video, and this is the first time I've ever released a video that was for sale, because I felt like we put a lot into it, and I wanted people to appreciate that sometimes it costs, right? It cost me, and I want to recoup. You know, it's an investment, right? This also is a litmus test on how it's going to be when I do live shows, because I know a lot of people say they like what I do, but the real test about you liking what I do is if you're willing, the market is if you're willing to pay for it, supply and demand, right? Right. So today I felt kind of deflated at the beginning because sales weren't going the way I wanted them to go. And the people who were buying it, I didn't get any messages. I didn't get, you know, I'm always, and it's strange that we look for validation in places where we shouldn't be looking. But I was looking for that validation. I was looking for people to say, hey, good job. I saw the show. You did an amazing job. I woke up and I went to sleep, and I woke up to a lot of that. I woke up to more sales, and I woke up to people complimenting me, the people who saw the video, who saw the performance, and I'm happy about that. But even in that moment, I felt like, damn, am I not good enough? You know, I spent a lot of money. I did a lot of stuff. I took myself to heights in places where I didn't think I could go, just to be an impressive artist. But now I'm realizing that it's not about that. People can be watching your video and looking at your stuff every single day and you not know it. You know, they'll never send a message. They'll never give you a like, but they consume your artistry. So when I look at it, like, I know I'm great enough. I have to just keep revalidating myself and knowing that God gave me what he gave me, or what she or they gave me, so I can continue exemplifying greatness through me. So
Most
yeah.
definitely, most definitely. Another great thing that I say about you, because I guess I can go down the list because there's so many things that you've done. You're really transparent, and I've noticed that. Via the post that you make. Now, I want to know from you, from your standpoint, all of this insightful information that you give, not only just to yourself, but to the people out there on social media. Where does all of that, how do you channel all of that, and where does all of that channel from?
Well, it comes from a place where when I was growing up, there was no the room to hide. You know, I grew up very. I didn't have the best childhood, but I'm not complaining. Okay, it made me strong. It made me the woman I am today, and I'm able to tackle certain things. But what it also did was, as I grew and I met my sister Diamond, who sadly passed away back in 2017. She made me aware that, like, you can't hide behind anything.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually something's going to come out. It's going to rip. It's going to tear. So instead of me trying to hide behind, a nice smile or some delusions or whatever, it's much better for me to be truthful with myself. And you never know who you're helping, because that truth will connect to somebody in that crowd, honey, as a
Right.
performer, and then it'll be a shift. And that's why I'm always leading with the truth. That's why I'm always self-diagnosing myself, checking in with my own heart. And somebody put in the comments, I'm checking in with my own heart. Because that was a good one. I just thought about that. Somebody put in the comments, I'm checking in with my own heart.
Checking in with my own heart.
I
Y'all
check
that.
in with my own heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then I create safe spaces for people to do the same.
Right.
As you're well aware, because we talk.
Exactly. Now, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because again, you truly revolutionized what feel good music sounds like and what it should be. And you are now, you've been that artist to have kind of bring that back. So I got to ask you this: in all the years that you've been doing music, and putting this music out, what's been the true motivation and the message behind all of the music that you've ever put out? Like, what's been that message to not only just the social media realm, but to young girls that are watching you, that are growing up wanting to be somewhat like you? What is that message to them?
Be your damn self. Be whatever that is, be your damn self. And whatever you're feeling at the moment, all the feelings are valid. So, like, all night, if you're feeling like a little freaky deaky, you want to go out with your girls and meet a guy at the bar and take him back home. If you're old enough, not young, too young girls. I'm talking about the grown older women.
Right.
But if you want to do that, be that. If you're hurt and you want somebody to prove to you that they love you, and you have a right to say, look, you need to prove it to me, because, honey, I am the table. Okay. I'm the table. I'm the napkins. I'm the silverware. I'm the cutlery. I'm everything. I'm the plates. And you have to prove it to me, because I don't want to just give my table away for free.
Right.
So I write music in moments where I feel like sometimes it's fun, it's superficial, sometimes it's deep and it's romantic, sometimes it's hurtful. But I write music for the person who is not a monolithic version of everybody else, who's not a carbon copy. So that's where I'm coming from with it. Like, just be your damn self.
Okay. Now, I want to also address, because you also have a true love and passion for the LGBT community.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get your thoughts on the LGBT community, as it relates to the music realm, because a lot of the LGBT community doesn't really get that proper recognition, or feel like they're the outcast, all because of who they are and what they're doing. How do you feel about that?
I feel like the LGBT community has created a lot of superstars. Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Lizzo, Rihanna. That is strictly derived from the LGBT stepping in and doing hair and making looks and choreographing, entire performances, to buying merch, to buying CDs and all that kind of stuff. That is what the LGBT does. I don't think that the LGBT gets enough recognition, because we still live in a heteronormative world. I do think that times are changing, you know, with your NJ Rodriguez, with your Serpent with No Feet, with all these artists that are coming out who do belong to the community and represent the community beautifully. I think times are changing and people are realizing, because it's not like we haven't had gay artists before. Luther Vandross was gay. And he was not the only one.
Right.
There's a lot of, you know, LGBT people that are in the limelight now, but they have to hide themselves in order to stay there. And I think that time is changing slowly but surely.
Okay. Now I want to address another topic. You know, and you know me, I tend to switch gears from time to time. I want to get your thoughts on the current state of mental health right now, because there are so many people who are dealing with mental health, dealing with, you know, such things as abandonment, self-esteem issues, anxiety, depression. In which case, you know, you talk about that in your music, in your posts. So for those that are watching, for those who are going through that hard time, what can you say to them to help them to build them up, to build their strength and their confidence back up?
You know, yeah, he was, baby. He was gay. I would say seek the professional help that you need. So a lot of times what we do is there's two types of people, and I want to say this. I don't want to get too deep. There's two types of people. There are people who are really suffering from mental unwellness. And there's another person that is suffering from entitlement. And it's like, I know I deserve more and you should go get more, but because I don't have more, I'm gonna cry about it. I'm gonna be depressed about it and recessed about it. And that is something, repressed about it, depressed and repressed about it. I think that those people need to be very careful when they use the words like depression. Because there are real people that are suffering from the actual chemical imbalance that causes depression. There's people who are on medication who are actually dealing with suicidal ideations every single day. And if we can sift through the people who are actually dealing with those real issues, then we can provide more help for those people. For those people, I want to say there's nothing that I can say to you, that you shouldn't go to your pastor, your friend, your sister, your family, because there's nothing that we can say to make you feel better. You have to go seek professional help and get the medication or the therapy that you need. For the other people who don't have a chemical imbalance, they just have what my friend likes to call a split real reality. One reality is, damn, this is what I'm doing right now. The other reality is, this is what I want to do in the future. So when you have a split reality, you get upset about the life that you're not living, which was one of my problems. That's not depression. That's entitlement. But do the work to get what you want to get. You can't cry about it, whine about it, fight about it. Go ahead and do the work. That's what I want to say for those people. There is no sweet words when it comes to, oh, baby, you're so talented. You deserve the world. Baby, you are talented, but if you want the world, you got to work for that bitch.
Yeah, too. That part.
And that's the reality of it.
Right. Okay. So now, you know, talk to us real quick. You know, who were some of your influences growing up? For all the new people that's tapping in, let people know who were some of your influences growing up as a kid, and who you listened to. Who was that go-to person that you grew up watching and inspiring to be?
I listen to a lot of people. I was a big fan of TLC. I was a big fan of Anita Baker. I was a big fan of Tony. I'm still a big fan of, you know, Anita Baker, Tony Braxton, Whitney Houston, obviously The Voice, Nippy.
Right.
Okay, somebody say amen in the chat.
Amen.
I was.
Okay. I can't hear you. Drop down. I can hear you now.
I got it. It was FaceTime. Let me actually put my phone on do.
There you go. I had to do mine the same way.
About that. Can you hear me?
Good. Yeah, we good. We can hear you.
So I was a big fan of those wonderful women and all of those, Janet Jackson. I'm a fan of Beyonce, you know. I wasn't a fan before, but I'm a fan now. I'm sure that I don't think people know how hard it is to do what she does until you start doing it, and it's like, oh, it's real. So I'm a huge fan of Beyonce's work ethic. I think her success was not given to her. I think she worked extremely hard, and I was watching Homecoming before I even got on the line with you. I'm a huge fan of Prince, Michael Jackson, just some of the Tina Turner, some of the biggest entertainers and voices of just of the world. So.
Okay. Okay. Now let me ask you this. Again, being who you are, you grew up, surrounded by music. It appears, and you've been in your whole life. So when you interact with people, whether that be through social media or in person, what is that interaction and that experience like to know that you're finally able to connect with the ones that genuinely truly support everything that you got going on?
I love it. I love it. And no number is too big or too small. Like, when it's one person supporting you to two people, I want to make sure that I appreciate every individual person because they contribute something. They don't have to support you. So to see my supporters, to see the people who love what I do, to see the people who encourage me, to see the people who leave me these amazing messages in my inbox, in my DMs, I want to make sure that they know that I am fully invested in their belief in me and their support of me. And if I can give that support right on back, I will. If it's something that they want to do or something that they aspire to, I am the type of person where I'm tangible, I'm accessible. I will leave comments and leave love and encourage people to be who they really truly want to be. I truly believe that life is short, but it's the longest thing you'll ever do. And so we don't have time to waste.
Most definitely. Now, I also gotta address, this may be a bit old, but to me, it's still relatively new.
Okay.
You put out a song entitled "All Night," and for those of you that have not heard that, you can still stream that song on all platforms. But Ruka, I want you to give us just real quickly a brief rundown of how "All Night" came about and what made you want to put out a song such as that.
Okay, yeah. So All Night came out. I ended up writing the song. Jeremy James produced it. Producer JJ on Instagram, and I ended up writing the song in the shower. A
Okay.
lot of my songs come in the shower, as a matter of fact. But anyway, good acoustics, right? So I ended up
Right.
writing the song in the shower, and I got my iPhone, and I got up and said, Jeremy, I'm gonna send you something. Listen to this. And I was, you know that I love you, baby. You know I can treat you right. And then I sent it to him. And I think in a couple of weeks, he sent me something back, which we like to call the sticks. I call it the sticks. He don't call it the sticks. But it's just like a rough draft of what the music's going to sound like. So we're working on this for like months. I only had a verse and a chorus. So I did my second verse. I wrote my chorus out. And then we had no bridge. The bridge came much later. And then he had an idea to put a talk box on. I was like, what if, like Zapp and Roger, what if we do something like that? I'm like, yo, that would be amazing. So he was like, well, I know a guy. It's like, well, who? He's like, the guy, have you ever heard of 24 Karat Magic? From Bruno Mars? Like, yeah, I heard. Who has it? Like, it was a song of the summer.
Right.
And he's like, yeah. So him and I are really cool. And I think we can get him on this track. I was like, Jeremy, that is a far cry. I'm not Bruno Mars. I'm not on that level as far as notoriety. He's probably going to laugh at us. He's like, no, just let me take care of it. And so he did. We paid. Because he asked, obviously, someone of that caliber. But it's so crazy because he got on the track. He blessed it. I think the first time I heard his vocals, I was in my room. I was staying here. It took a year for us to make the song complete. So I was staying here. I was in my bed. And Jeremy said, okay, I got his vocals. Here you go. He uploaded it. And I remember hearing the intro. And I screamed. I cried. For a lot of things, it's surreal to see your baby come to life. And to have someone who is a Grammy acknowledged and award-winning person not only get on your track and do the damn thing, but also send love to me and say, look, sis, you got it. So now me and Mr. Talkbox, we are that, like, he calls me his little sis. I call him my big brother, but he feeds so much into me when it comes to encouragement. He's someone who's in the industry. I don't think a lot of people know this, but Mr. Talkbox actually was, he toured with NSYNC when they started. So he has a resume that is deep. Yes. So for him to give me that compliment, so it's out now. But the BlackOut, we have a different version. We have an updated version of All Night that you guys have to hear. It's live, it's brassier, it's bigger, it's better. I made a few vocal stylistic choices that I didn't make in the original. So I said, look, listen to it. Buy the tickets. They're only $12. And one last thing I want to say, I'm sorry, before you ask me another question. I'm an artist. I'm not going to ask for a GoFundMe. I'm not going to ask for a Kickstarter because my dream is my responsibility. What I am going to do, however, is provide you with some type of content that you can purchase to not only help me in my brand, because, you know, it does that, but so you can see what I'm about. So it's a give and take, or a give and give in this situation.
Okay. Now, real quick, kind of still picking off of that for a second, because whenever you drop the video for All Night, and
Mm-hmm.
the choreography to the attire to the steps, I know I gotta ask. I know you had to have been tired after doing several shots, doing several shoots, just to make sure that it was it. Like, once you finally released it, what was that process like as far as the video is concerned?
It was the shortest video that I've actually shot, but it was the most intensive. It was the most labor intensive. I had to, the outfit was too tight. I had to go on a diet to fit into the outfit. I didn't eat anything that entire day. I did my own hair. That ponytail y'all seeing, that infamous ponytail that people talk about, I did that hair in the bathroom minutes before we started to shoot. It was, I don't know how many bottles of water I went through, but I know I sweated through the entire outfit. I was extremely hungry, but it was worth it. It was worth it. The fellas that came through, Jaleel and Zudarian, they came through. They did their thing, and I was most proud of what I did that day, because I was like, okay, Janelle, it was a shift, because I've danced in videos before. It got you, I've danced, and that was something that was, intensive. But this one was like, oh my God, there's not a lot of lights, there's not a lot of anything. It's black, white, 3 people dancing. That's it. So we had to really show up and show out to make that video really pop.
Hey, thank you, Auntie. My auntie said she's listening to the song right now.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, that song is fire. I don't care what y'all say. That is one of the most dopest songs produced by my sister. Y'all make sure y'all continue to run that song. I love that song. All right, so my next thing I want to kind of get into is, because, for as long as I've known you, you've always been candid about, your love bugs, and you've created this space, and you call your people, the supporters, your love bugs. How did the name the love bugs come about? Talk to us about that.
That was actually my ex-husband's nickname for me. So he would call me Love Bug, and I would call him Chipmunk.
Okay.
And hey, Thugger 45. He would call me Love Bug, and I would call him Chipmunk. And so when I was thinking of a name, because in psychology it says that people want to feel like they're part of something. So that's another reason why people got the Beehive and the Navy for Rihanna and the Monsters for Lady Gaga. People want to feel like they're a part of something. So I chose Love Bugs because that's who we represent in love over here, okay? And it just kind of stuck. It stuck. I tried it out a couple of times to see if it was thick, and it stuck and it worked. So that's what we are with it right now.
Okay. So now moving forward, looking towards the future for you, 2022. You got the BlackOut tour. You got your song All Night still, that which streams on all platforms. I mean, is there anything that Janelle Symone hasn't done that she wants to do in 2022?
I really want to go on I want to open up for a major artist, and I really want to go on tour. So I was recently signed with a label, United World Media Group, and yes, shouts out to my label in the comments. I think they're somewhere. I know they're watching. But
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so what we're working on now is how can we take the caliber of show that we have and have that taken on the road. And so it's about the next level now. Like, I don't feel like I've paid my dues, but as far as in the startup world, I feel like I paid enough to where we're now going to the next level, because I want other people to be exposed to what I can do. So that's the next step. I want to be on a major tour, if not my own mini tour. So that's the next step.
Okay. So my auntie made a comment. She said your voice really compliments Bruno's.
Right. So that's not Bruno. That's Mr. Talkbox. But yes, I love that Talkbox. I mean, it is something I don't think people need to count that out. It hasn't been done in a long time, and people use it periodically in their music. But Mr. Talkbox Chambers is amazing, and what he did to that song.
Yeah, he definitely nailed that. Like,
disgusting.
Right, and it's crazy because as many times as I've heard it, it's like at least for me, it never gets old, because it's like, you have the intro, you have the middle, and then towards that end, it's that you have the laugh at the end. It is
I
so
love it.
amazing. I love it. So let me ask you this. So with again, with the current state of what's going on around the world, have you always been in tune with tapping into, putting what's going on inside your music for people to be able to relate to and understand?
Mm-mm. I'm pretty much right from a one person view. It really doesn't include everybody else. It's just me. But if somebody connects with it, then they connect with it. But that's kind of like where I'm at. Like, I'm a write for myself, and then if you connect with it, you connect with it. So there's a lot of personal songs that I've written that have not been released, but I'm thinking about releasing them in another edition, probably later on in the year, just so people can have it, just so they can see another side of me, because I'm an entertainer. I'm an entertainer. That's what I do. I entertain. It used to upset me that people used to call me entertainer, because most entertainers cannot sing. They don't have vocal ability, but I'm an entertainer with vocal ability. I just choose to entertain because that to me is the biggest expression of myself. I can't sit down and just sing in one spot. That's just not who I am.
Right.
I need to get up. I need to move. I need to dance. I need to provide you with a look and a sound. So I write from a point of myself, but you guys will see different sides of me in the next upcoming couple of months, 6 to 7 months. Yeah.
Okay. So now, looking at your success, and looking at everything that you've done thus far, what have you learned about yourself inside and out that keeps Janelle Symone, on the right track, on the right path to continue to create more and more greatness for yourself?
Hi, that's my niece. Hi, Demaja. To keep me on the right track. I know where I'm going. Nobody can tell me where I'm going. Like, I got an internal GPS, and God is over that. So I know where I'm going. Because I know where I'm going, I'm very, what's the word? I am very protective of the brand. I'm very protective of my path. I'm very protective of my dream, because it belongs to me. I own it. That's who I am. Nobody can take it from me. I don't care. I'm going to go after it. So that's what keeps me on the right track, because I know where I'm going. So when you know where you're going, it's hard to be led astray. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So let me ask you this. So, you've been all over. You've been, you travel, you travel from here to there, connected with different people, all over. So, those experiences and being in, getting, the podcast interviews, getting the radio session interviews, connected with people all over, how does that make you feel to know that everybody, if not the world, is truly drawn into you and knowing what you're able to put out and produce?
Well, it's not the world yet. It's like I told somebody before, I said, we're growing. We're growing, and we're growing in a way where I feel like I'm solidifying myself as someone who is going to be a timeless artist, somebody that people can come back to and appreciate. My baby, I love you, Division. Some that people can appreciate. So I'm not, I want it to be faster, but I know that I'm building a foundation. So how does it feel for the?
I can hear you.
Okay, I thought that. Okay, great. I got another call. But I thought, I lost my thought. To the people who are connected to me now, I feel as though I am happy that they support me, and I'm happy that we are on the same page when it comes to my dream.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. So, so for those who, so when it comes to advice and giving advice, what advice can you give to someone who may be up and coming, who may be wanting to get into the industry, who may be wanting to learn about the industry, who may want to, sit up under the tutelage and knowledge? What steps do they have to take to get themselves out there?
Find other artists who are doing what you're doing. Don't act like you know it all. Leave the ego at home. Don't have an ego whatsoever, because even though this is an egotistical industry, ego at the beginning will get you crushed. Find people who are wise enough to tell you what you need to do. Listen. I know it's hard for people to critique you and for you to. Sorry.
It's all good.
2 more minutes, because that was my mom. messaging me with a crazy message. But anyway, focus. But yeah, that's what I truly believe, that find somebody that you can connect with, another artist, learn from them, and take the knowledge.
Okay. All right. So my last two things I'm gonna get to you. Then I'm gonna let you go because I see you, like I said again. You're always on go. You're always busy, which is understandable. All right. So my last two things is, looking at your life and looking at what you've done. What is one thing that you want the people to always know and remember about you if they can't remember anything else?
That I was here, that I lived, and I was unapologetic about, my dream and going after it. And I want everybody to do the same thing. Like, whatever your dream is, please go after it. And that I'm doing it with, as someone said before, with reckless abandonment, or a reckless abandon. That's what she said. There is nothing in between you and what you want to be and your goals in life. The only thing that's in between it is you. So if you have the mentality of failure, of entitlement, or I can't do it, or negativity, then that's what you're going to have for the rest of your life. That's not the way I look at the world. I'm going to work, bleed, sweat, claw, break, brick, fight, anything I got to do to get to my dream. So that's what I want you to remember about me, that she fought, she lived, she was here, she existed.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, when it comes, and I spoke about this a minute ago, when it comes to, people wanting to talk with you, whether it be on their radio station, their podcast channels, whatever, whatever type of camera time or shine that you can get, what is it like for you to know that people really want to connect with you and learn about you and know about you? What is that like for you?
I feel good about it. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm honored. I am. It still blows my mind to this day, like, that people provide me with spaces to tell my story and to show my art. So I'm grateful, deeply honored, all the time.
Most definitely. Well, with that being said, I hate to cut the conversation short, guys, but we got to let her go. She got some things she got to do. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my time. Super special thanks to my lovely, lovely, beautiful sister and guest, Janelle Symone. Sis, real quick, let people know where they can follow and tap in with you at.
You can find me at the Real Janelle Symone. That is RealJanelleSymone. Right now, the BlackOut is out. Tickets are only $12. They're in my bio. You can click on it and enjoy the show. It's only 12 minutes. I didn't want to do it. I want to do enough where you can be appetized without being borderized, which is not a word. I want you to be bored. And you can follow me at Janelle Symone on all platforms. Follow me on Spotify. The album is coming out in the middle of the year, so look out for that. We got a lot of things planned. I'm not stopping. We're going full steam ahead.
That part. And with that being said, she said it best. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time on another edition of Independent Scene Podcast. Good night, guys.
Good night.